this is something a little different. I'm going to show you how to do shredded chicken Caesar sandwiches, and you can do it all in my favorite thing, my slow cooker. So this is perfect. You can double, triple this recipe and do it in one of those big Nesco roasters too. First thing I like to do if you are doing it in your slow cooker is line your slow cooker with one of these wonderful slow cooker liners. And that way, after your party, you don't have to be scrubbing out this baby, because that is the one thing I don't like about slow cookers is they're kind of a pain to clean. So if you do this liner, all the mess is right in there, and then after you're all done, you can just pick up the bag and throw it away. Okay, this recipe does not get much simpler, and that's probably one of the reasons I love it. It is so easy breezy. So it starts out with a whole bunch of boneless, skinless chicken breasts. Depends on how many people you're doing. This is kind of more of a method, but if you've got a bunch of people over, I would do, and you can fit probably up to 16 or more chicken breasts in the bottom of the slow cooker. This recipe calls for 6 to 8, but feel free to go ahead and load up this baby, double, triple the recipe. Now, because we're not taking the time, some people might be saying she didn't even brown them or cook them or anything. No, you don't have to. You actually just throw them in there raw. But because we're not taking the time to do that, it's real important, whatever you're doing in the slow cooker, if you're not taking the time to brown that pot roast or the pork or whatever, make sure you really season it well. In this case, we're going to keep it very simple, just some salt and pepper. And the other secret to slow cooking is don't just dump some water in there. The braising liquid with whatever you're cooking in your slow cooker has to be full of flavor. That's another one of my tips and secrets to slow cooking. In this case, sometimes it'll be beer that I'll throw in here. Sometimes it'll be a white wine. Sometimes it'll be a cream soup. In this case, we're just doing chicken stock. And again, depending on how many chicken breasts you've got in here, you just want to make sure there's plenty of liquid so this chicken doesn't get dried out. Put the lid on it. You can go out and do your thing. I normally like to cook the chicken breasts on low, and they take about 4 to 6 hours. But again, just depends how full you're going to make this thing. If you're doing 16, this is probably going to take you all day. So on low, let it cook low and slow in that stock. Make sure you've got plenty of stock to keep those chicken breasts nice and juicy. All right, so after you're now setting the table for your graduation party and getting the napkins all right and working on the party favors and making sure you look good, putting your lipstick on, this is what you're going to be left with. Here's your slow cooker filled with chicken, and you may even have quite a bit more. So you just get in there, it pretty much falls apart. But I usually, if it's not falling apart on you, just take a fork and kind of shred it. You can even, if you've got real clean hands, this is going to be hot, you could cool it down and shred it up with your hands. But you're left with a bunch of shredded chicken and some of the chicken stock. So now is when we're going to turn this into that wonderful flavor of chicken Caesar, which I think most everybody loves chicken Caesar something. I know my daughter Ireland loves it. It's one of those things that it's not over the top crazy, the flavors. It's basically lemon and Parmesan cheese, and it's really a great flavor combination. So I think everybody at your party will love it, and it'll be something a little bit different. So we're going to come in here with some store-bought Caesar dressing. You want to look for the creamy, not the liquid, not the Italian type of vinaigrette Caesar dressing. You want to do the creamy Caesar dressing. And this, if you are going to use bottled dressing, and in this case this works perfectly for this recipe, normally I'll make my own, but this isn't going to be in a salad, it's actually going to be in the sandwiches. So I usually go for the refrigerated. I find that if you are going to buy store-bought dressings, look for the ones in the refrigerator section of your grocery store near the produce, and you're going to get a much better quality dressing in most cases. So I'm going to take some of the Caesar dressing and toss it in with the chicken. And because I don't want this to taste like this dressing came out of a bottle, I'm going to jazz it up. I'm all about jazzing things up. So I've got some grated Parmesan cheese. I've got some fresh lemon juice. One of these days I'll learn to do that over the, so I don't get a seed in there. I've got 2 seeds in there. Okay, and then some fresh black pepper. This smells so good, I can't even tell you. I can hardly wait to dive in. So now you've got a big batch of this chicken Caesar mixture. It's up to you how you want to serve it. What you can do is you can do it on rolls. Ciabatta rolls would be really nice for this, toasted ciabatta rolls. You can do it on hamburger buns. You can do it on hard rolls, or you can do it in wraps. You can basically put out maybe a bunch of different types of, bread, buns, whatever, and people can, basically that's what you want to do, is you want people to help themselves to this. I also want to shred up some lettuce. In this case, I'm using romaine lettuce because that is what you find in Caesar salads. And you can just have this in a big bowl, maybe with some ice underneath to keep it nice and cool. And people can help themselves to their own sandwiches. That's one of the things I'm a huge fan of, is just setting a bunch of stuff out, under your tent at your party, or in your backyard, or on your deck at a buffet, or in your garage. Set up tables there, and people can actually help themselves and make their own sandwiches and help themselves to your own salads and dips and desserts, and you don't have to be serving everybody the whole time. Okay, so we're going to do wraps. And I thought these the green spinach tortilla wraps would be really nice. When it does come to wraps, they're a little bit easier to wrap. These are really nice and fresh. But if you pop them in the microwave for just a second or two, but obviously if you're doing this for the graduation party, just make sure and get nice, soft, fresh wraps so that people can wrap themselves. And by the way, while I'm waiting to do this, this is the perfect weekend to dive into our latest book club book pick. We're reading a great new book by Sue Monk Kidd. She's very well known for the book Secret Life of Bees, and also then became a movie. It's one of my favorite books, actually. So she just came out with a new book. It's called The Invention of Wings. My mother-in-law just says she could not put it down. So pick up the book or load it on your Kindle or your Nook this weekend and dive in with us. It's so much fun. We've got a brand new sponsor of book club. We're headed to the Bottle Room in mid-July. So get the book. We'll give you more specifics on where you call to reserve your spot. And it's just going to be a great time. They provide a nice little spread of munchies, and we all get together. May even be able to sit outside for this next book club meeting. The last one was fantastic. Okay, I know so many people are like, I've always wanted to do it, but I just never have. Come, it's really a blast. Okay, so now to our wrap. I'm going to take a little bit of the lettuce that you'll have out there so people can help themselves. We're going to take some of this chicken mixture. The key with wraps is to not overfill them. And I think what makes the sandwich so wonderful is the chicken's all nice and warm. I love chicken Caesar salads, and they're so much better when the chicken is hot off the grill and warm rather than cold chicken, in my opinion anyway. All right, and then we're going to do some shredded. So when you're having your little assembly station, you could label everything like, chicken Caesar, romaine lettuce, and this is shredded Parmesan cheese. It's optional. You don't have to have it, but more cheese, better in my book. So you could also have a container of this out so that, again, people can assemble their own sandwiches. So there's a few different ways that you can do wraps. You can do them burrito style, where you take both ends and kind of tightly do it this way. And there you have it. You cut them on the angle, they look really pretty. So whether you're doing this for a party or your family, or this also makes a really nice weeknight dinner. You could do this as sandwiches one night and throw this together in the morning, and then you could do it over pasta another night down the road, or even take some of the mixture and do a big salad with it. So there you go, an easy way to do chicken Caesar salad sandwiches right in your slow cooker. Recipes on the website. Coming up, some more fun ideas for your summer party. We are going to be making some great appetizers, 2 great salad recipes, and the cutest ever way to decorate for your graduation party. Wait till you see this. get the graduates' pictures together, pick up some flowers, and talk about a show-stopping centerpiece for your buffet. We'll show you how to put it together next.